Seras Adonai Heftzei, or Seras Yagin Moloyo, or the Kates, Shosla Adonai, Asher Yagin, Ite, the Omele Ibo, the Kelash Yassi, Leichem, or Sholim, the Imkamei, Asher, Kitven Yirwa, or King Yikumo Sholim, Bamishko, the Hatorim Agar Sadikim, the Yadonai, the Sadikim, the Sholim Tebe.
Happy is the one who has not followed the counsel of the wicked, nor stood in the path of sinners, nor sat in the company of the scornful, rather that one's delight is in the Torah of the Lord, meditating in God's Torah day and night, and will be like a tree planted by streams of water, that yields its fruit in season, whose leaves will not wither, and whatever that one does prosper. Not so the wicked, who are like chaff that the wind drives away. Therefore the wicked shall not survive judgment, nor sinners in the assembly of the righteous. For the Lord loves the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked is doomed. A song of David. Lord, who may sojourn in your tent, who may dwell on your holy mountain. One who walks in purity, does what is righteous, and speaks the truth from the heart, who has no slander in the tongue, nor has done harm to a fellow, nor casts disgrace towards a neighbor, in whose eyes a contemptible person is repulsive, but who honors those who are in awe of the Lord, who swears truthfully even to personal hurt, and never retracts, who does not lend money on interest or takes a bribe against the innocent. One who does these things shall never fall. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
First, I would like to offer condolence to Francine Berger's family. Everyone in your family, the last name is Berger. Stacy and Abby, Stephen, Andrew and Tracy, grandchildren Ben and Chelsea, Anna, Rachel and Benjamin Purpose, the only one, Aaron Berger, and great-grandchildren, Lou and Francis Berger. Your grandmother, your mother, grandmother, great-grandmother passed away on Shabbat, this past Shabbat. The Talmud tells us that any person who dies on Shabbat, there's a sign of righteousness there. It's a righteous person because he goes straight to heaven. How you know who is a righteous person? Who is a tzaddik? In Hebrew, righteous, you say tzaddik. Somebody who is dealing with a word who is very similar to tzaddik. The word is tzedakah. Tzedakah. It's the same shorish, the same root of the same word. Your mother was very busy with doing it with any charity organization, if it was Hadassah or Old, and any other charitable organizations. Yukitov, as I met with you, some of your family members yesterday, and Stacy was on the phone. She was always involved with any fundraisers, wherever she could help. But I think something was more than when I heard yesterday. Something much more unique than this. It explained me in long life. There is in the Talmud, whenever there was a rabbi who lived many years, he used to ask him, what's your secret for long life? The question was not what kind of vitamin he's taking or what kind of exercise he's doing. The question was what mitzvah is he doing, unique mitzvah that he did, that therefore God rewarded him with long life. Your mother, she took care of your parents in your house. And as Stacy said, it was right since she was born, your parents were there, and your grandmother passed away young, and she took care of your father for 30 years. She lived in your house. This is an unbelievable mitzvah that a person can do to take care of his parents. And as the Talmud tells us, as they're written in the Ten Commandments, if you honor your father and mother, you live long. And she lived up to this, and she took care of them with love and care. And this is something that's righteousness. That's true righteousness. It's somebody who take care of his parents and you put them in an old age home, other places. I'm sure it was not easy to raise three boys with a father in the same house, but she did it. And you lived almost as long as your father lived. Alto, who passed away a short time after. But not only she died on Shabbat, the Shabbat that she passed away, we read in the synagogue 2 parshas. Usually you read in the synagogue 1 parsha. But this Shabbat, we read 2 parshas, and we completed the book of Numbers. The name of the parshas tell us a little bit about your mother. One parsha, the first parsha that we read was named Matot. Matot, one of the meaning of the word Matot means staff. Mateh Moshe, the staff of Moses. A staff, a stick. A stick means it represents something that's not bendable. It's strong and it's not bendable. Listening yesterday about your mother, she was not bendable. She had the opinion, she was strong, she was the fire of the family, she knew what she wants and she achieved it. And nobody could stop her from achieving her goals. That's Matot. She was strong, she was good and kind, very kind but strong, she knew what she wants. The name of the second parsha is Masei. Masei means journeys. Your mother loved to travel. She was traveling everywhere, all over Europe, many countries in Europe. She went to Israel, and I think, Andy, you told me that in honor of your bar mitzvah, she went to France. You went to France also? London. Very nice. And they did any trips for your bar mitzvahs? Stacy, for your bar mitzvah, didn't go anywhere? Steve, nothing?
No.
Oh, that's not right. That's not fair.
He's the baby.
Oh, that's why you got it. Then, but what's so nice about the family, what she did, she educated you by example. She didn't give lectures, she didn't give speeches, what to do. She showed you how she did it, and that inspired you later in life to do the same. As I know Andy for many, many years, he and his family were involved always in taking care of your mother, and he always told me, I'm going to Florida to visit my mother, and then the whole story to move her to Cleveland, and then going to visit her. He always told me about Stacy, how much Stacy sponsored all of this. It was many, huge amounts of money to take care of your mother, with having care 24/7. It's an unbelievable mitzvah. I heard about Stephen, is to take her out for lunch. All 3 of you, and the kids, and the grandchildren, and the spouses were involved with taking care of her. That's an amazing statement. That tells more than everything in the relationship that you have with her, who she was. And children take care of her in such a way, because she showed an example. She took care of your father, you learned how to take care of him. But the journey doesn't stop. Even after a person dies, the journey doesn't end. Now she went up to the next station, to the next step, visiting to go to heaven. And even when a person dies, it is continuing from level to level in the spiritual journey. The body got tired after 91 years, what a blessing. The body cannot move on, but the soul lives on. But now for this journey, she needs her children and her grandchildren even more. Because nobody is hungry in heaven. There is no Olt and Hadassah in heaven. There is no non-profit organization, we need to do fundraisers. Only we human beings here on earth can do mitzvahs, this kind of mitzvahs. They cannot do it, but we can deposit in their bank account. We can do mitzvahs for them. When we do mitzvahs in honor of your grandmother, great-grandmother, she in turn can pray for us that we should have a good life. She is closer to God, and her prayers will be more accepted on our behalf. And we continue to help her afterlife in your journey to get closer and closer. And when it comes to spirituality, there is no limit. You can always get closer and closer. תהי נשמתה צרורה בצרור החיים, and now we live from the family.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Rabbi Zushi, and thanks to everybody for coming to celebrate Fran's life and help us put her to rest next to my dad. Fran was, for everybody who knew her before she got sick, was really a force of nature. She was a paragon of elegance and style. As Rabbi Zushi said, she was very oriented to her family, and we were blessed that we had my grandfather, Morris Benjamin, who lived with us while we were growing up, and she set an incredible example of what family is all about. She was also a wonderful companion to my dad, and then after he passed, her companion and partner, Mort Berkowitz, and again, we were very fortunate that we could relocate her back to Cleveland, and that we had the ability to be with her at the end, and fortunate that most all of our family was here to be with her, and we just hope that she rests in peace and is in a better place. I think Stacy covered everything. So one thing I could say, especially with my relationship with Rabbi Zosha for 20 plus years, is apparently I listened to a lot of things he said, because everything he brought forth, a lot of this in the speech, you can say things Stacy said. I do want to start out with, the rabbi asked us, the one word that encapsulates Fran. And there were many words that she had a lot of facets to her. But the one thing that stuck with me was, especially later in life as she started to have health issues, is every single person that came to me, I saw your mom, I met your mom, she's a beautiful woman. Now, she was a pretty woman. She was a very attractive woman. She did her modeling. She enjoyed. She was a fashion plate. She had exquisite tastes. But her beauty was the inner beauty. And she had a beautiful soul. And I think she was a reflection of both her parents, Gramps, her father,
was just the most peaceful. He was a beautiful man. He really was. And I spent a significant amount of time with him and his brothers and sisters. I would go with him visiting. He used to drive when I couldn't. When he couldn't drive, I would drive him and we would visit. And he was absolutely the primary influence on me as to an observant lifestyle and the peace that you get from that type of lifestyle. And as we've mentioned, she was a very strong-willed woman on the other side, and I think that inner strength came from Grandma Ida, who was, from what I was told, she passed away on my second birthday, but she was a fiery woman. She was a tough cookie, but I think she was the balance point of both of those people. Even in just the last couple, we visited her every year for 20 some years in Florida. So in having my grandfather in the house growing up, and Tracy also grew up with grandparents in the house. We knew how important their influence was to us, so it was critically important that our kids always had that relationship with their grandparents as best we could. But Fran was a tough cookie also. I mean, she beat COVID 3 different times at 90 plus years old. After she came, after we brought her here, and she was, obviously it was a very tough adaptation. She just had the will to make sure she saw Rachel and didn't know to get married. She unfortunately was sick and couldn't be at the specific event, but had a great relationship with both. Had a great relationship with them and visited with her. And she really, one of the last things that I think she really hung on for was, with Aaron being in Israel, he came back and visited on Pesach, and we watched the video. It was unbelievable how alive and having fun and cracky jokes with the kids and whatnot. And that was really the beginning of her final demise. The other thing that I saw her sense of love, she loved her parents. She treated my grandfather, her father, with such respect. And just as Stacy said, and then with Dad, and then with Mort Berkowitz, she just had a loving relationship with all of them, just a complete life with all of them. She loved her caregivers very much. They became like her kids, and she treated them as such. And obviously her kids are grandkids and grandkids. And one of the things I mentioned as I was going through some pictures in folders, which I don't think any of us realized, she kept apparently every picture, every card, every school project, everything of ours. None of us had any idea. And she was, as we say, she had not a lot of sentimental attachments to things per se. A lot of things, but not that attachment. So it was really important to me to see that. And Stacy back in the day won at the May show, the art show. We did a print. She has the print. She had the print. She kept it along with the award. Stephen, I remember Fran and I drove down to Cincinnati when we were producing a play for a Little Shop of Horrors down there. And for me, she would come and attend my, baseball and softball games. So she showed her love in her way. And so, as the rabbi said, her life was a blessing. She really gave to many organizations. And actually, as Stephen mentioned, she lived the life of a princess. It was a fairy tale. She had anything you would want in life, But again, I went through almost thousands of pictures of her with her friends and her traveling and how happy and vibrant and alive she was. And really, I think one of her only fears in life was being alone. She mentioned that on a couple occasions. And, you know, thankfully she was never alone. Even on Shabbos when she passed away, she was not alone. Pat, her caregiver, was there with her. And, you know, to this point, she was never alone, and that's really what she wanted in life. So, lastly, in conclusion, as the rabbi had mentioned, you know, the exhibit of Jewish values, you know, I see the parallel of, you know, honoring parents and tzedakah and community service and treating other people with respect. I did mention her support, her and Dad's support of Israel. They were big supporters of Israel. Stacy met Eddie in Israel when he went after high school. And Stephen also spent quite a bit of time there. And our attachment to Israel is sitting right here at this point. We're proud. So, and she very much supported, as we led a more observant lifestyle, she was very supportive. Even when we went to Israel, went to Florida year after year after year, she was, you know, it wasn't an inconvenience to her, and she appreciated, you know, as we were growing and coming back to the life that she actually had originally lived as a youngster. So, just want to say, we heard Lashon have her legal and her soul advocate for all of us.
We wanted to take this time to thank some very special people who took very good care of Fran, and we can't ignore that and not make mention of that. And one of them is Pat, who was here, who was with her for hours and hours and hours, day in and day out. But I also wanted to read you something from one of her caregivers, Cookie. And if some of you didn't get to meet Cookie, some of you did. Cookie was quite a cookie. And Cookie and Fran had a very interesting relationship. They loved each other, they argued with each other, they laughed together. Cookie took her everywhere, took her anywhere she wanted to go, sat with her, cried with her, laughed with her, and we just wanted to read this to let you know what she gave Cookie. I am so sorry for your loss, and I am so grateful to you guys for making it possible for me to see my Franny before she passed. I wasn't coming until today, but something told me to go now. So I came yesterday, and I just want to let you guys know that it was my honor and my privilege to be able to share the life of your mom, and that you guys shared her with me. I will never, ever forget her, or you guys either. Thank you, love you bunches. And I think that sums up her relationship with people, and especially the people that she really loved and cared for.
Good.
As both my brothers said, we appreciate everybody coming out. My mother was truly devoted to friends and family. What I wanted to reflect on was, as kids, every summer we took a trip. It may be Niagara Falls, it may be Cedar Point, or Detroit to see our mom's cousin Shirley. We always were traveling. The highlight of that was when Stacy graduated from high school. I was graduating junior high, Andy was coming out of elementary school, and we took an 8-week trip around the country, driving down to New Orleans to see Tulane, where Stacy would be attending, out to Houston, Las Vegas, where we saw Ali and his entourage coming out of Los Angeles, and back across the northern half of the country. It was truly an example of adventure. Fran loved her friends, her family, including my father's sister, Aunt Helen, who was down in Florida with her. After my father passed, they were very close. So it really means a lot to us. Thank you.
I want to thank everyone for being here. That means a lot. My grandmother was the most refined and dignified and caring and full of strength in a person I've ever known. Any of us would be honored to have even a fraction of what she had. I will always admire all the chesed and charity that she did and was involved in. And I remember going to head on some fundraisers with her in Florida. I'm so lucky to have the special memories of her time with her in Fort in Florida. I learned so much from them. They took us to Gumbo Limbo, which is a sanctuary for sea life, and Murakami, and learned about culture and all the art shows and the art museums, and they cared so much about what we cared about, and that was really important. When she moved up here, that was a gift for me. To be able to spend the last 2 years with her was really important, and to have her part of our everyday lives was so special to me. I really love the relationship she had with Benjamin that she was able to build. She became another grandparent to him, which is something he said to me. And her face would light up with him, and when we brought the dogs and visited her and just spoke with her and sat with her. I'm really blessed that she got to see the life that I've started and that Erin started. And I'm truly grateful for the relationship and the bond that I have with her, and I'll carry you always.
Rabbi Moshe Gantz to come to lead us with the Kein Ole Rachamim. Please rise.
El mole rachamim shoychein meroimim Hametzei menucha nechoinu al kanefei ashchino V'ma'alois hagadoshim u'tohoirim Kizohar Oroki amazirim Es nishmas From the void Basre Moshe She'alcha le'ilamo Va'avur eshenot v'tzedakah b'daskor nishmoso B'gan Eden tehei menuchoso Lochein bal harachamim Yastireo b'sefer knofav Li'olamim V'yitziroir b'tziroir achayim Es nishmoso Adonai Unachaloso V'sonuach Al mishkova b'shov Elohim V'noimar Amen. O God full of compassion who dwells on high, grant true rest upon the wings of the Shekhinah, the divine presence, and the exalted spirits of the holy and pure, who shine as the resplendence of the firmament to the soul, of Fruma Devoira Bas Ramosha was gone to her supernal world. Her charity has been donated in the remembrance of her soul. May her place of rest be in Gan Eden. Therefore, may the All-Merciful One shelter her with the cover of His wings forever and bind her soul in the bond of life. The Lord is her heritage. May she rest in a resting place in peace. And let us all say, Amen.
Amen.
The rabbi wants to activate the device. It's right behind us, right there. Open, take the. Rabbi. Yeah. What I'm going to ask carefully and slowly is we're going to clear this front area here for your own safety. I'm going to just slowly and carefully. friends that wish to help participate in the burial, you can come forward at this time, please. Do not pass the shovel from person to person. Please put the shovel back into the earth.
If you just go around back home. There's
We have a similar
Well,
She would take the kids. Right. So it was like we go to the bookstore, the toy store. But no, but they took us a lot. They took us. We always day trip with them. I mean, because you live so far away.
Okay, we're going to ask from the mourners to come a little closer.
We'll gather in one more moment, please. Rabbis, mourners to come in close.
Stay right here. We'll go to safe harbor. Be careful. Run it. Andrew. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Recite the Kaddish now together. Shalom עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויראו אמן. Now we're going to make 2 lines.
Take the shore, the aisle here, please. Some people on my right, some people on my left. Slowly, carefully. We'll line the way for the family to walk back toward the road.
Sarah.